What's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. Puppy, don't be whining right now. Mommy's trying to film. Today I have a video that is kind of delayed and kind of all over the place. Basically, this video is me showing you guys my 2 runs from this last week that I did with Moonshine. And in this video, I'm just going to be basically explaining to you guys what I felt like our strengths and weaknesses were. I'll show you the drills that I did after the first run so that you guys can see what I did in order to fix the problems from the first run into the second run, and there was a huge difference. And then I'll go into the strengths and weaknesses about that second run. Also, at the end of this video, I am going to be doing okay, I have a blister or something. Ow. I'm going to be doing a little segment where I explain to you guys how I budget my money for life, for rodeo, and for being able to save up for things such as the training horse that I just got, which I'll also be showing you guys her in this video as well. With all of that said, if you guys want to see my barrel races from this last week, want to know the drill, want to know how I budget money, and about my new horse, yikes, then keep on watching. Welcome back. So the first thing that I want to talk to you guys about is the first run from this week that I took Moonshine out to Washoe to go to. At this race, she did pretty good. I'm just going to show you guys the video and then talk about the strengths and weaknesses. But to give a little disclaimer or like intro, I don't know what the right word would be for that. I felt like she did really good compared to her last few runs. There's definitely been progress made at each one. She tripped on the first barrel, which I wasn't very happy about, and then on the third barrel she kind of ran by it again, and the third barrel has been like kind of our issue lately. But before I get into all of the details about the run, why don't I just show it to you guys. Here you go. So as you can see in that run, like I said about the third barrel, it was pretty choppy. I felt like a lot of time could have been made up with that in the first barrel mistake. So she ended up running okay. She was at the bottom of the 2D, which I can't really complain about. Our strengths in that run, I feel like, were that she walked into the gate perfectly, and that is one of my biggest things. I don't want a crazy barrel horse. I don't want to have that reputation, and I don't believe in order for a horse to be fast that they have to be disrespectful. I do think that they need to have like an adrenaline, because you can't go out in your top speed if you don't have adrenaline. But I don't want the horse, or to have a horse, or to be training a horse that rears up at the gate and that refuses to go in and that needs somebody else next to me to walk her in. That is just not my thing, and it makes for kind of a crappy experience, I feel like, for the both of us. So one thing with Moonshine that I've always prioritized is walking into the gate smoothly and without any issues. And when I first got her, that was not something that she could do. So I'm really happy with her lately, because every single barrel race she just walks right into the gate. I'm going to start letting her go a little bit earlier now at this point, because I want her to have a lot more speed going to the first. But so that's what I view as my strength. Coming out of this barrel race, I felt honestly really good. I was not frustrated with the run at all, with me or Moonshine. I felt like it was a good building block to our next runs. My weaknesses, I felt like, were the third barrel, and going to the second really was like the biggest issue. Going to the second, sometimes she does kind of dive a little bit. I'm trying to really make sure that she switches her leads as soon as she gets out of the first barrel, because usually she's shouldering, because she won't switch her lead, and she needs to switch to her left lead either halfway to there, or what I would prefer is if she switched her lead as soon as she makes that leap out to the second barrel, because then it wouldn't cost us any time. This is how it leads into the drills that I want to show you guys. After the barrel race at Washoe, I took her to the fairgrounds, set up a regular set of barrels, but then I really was just trying to work her on the first. And I'm going to show you guys this drill. I'm going to show you how Sierra did it first, because that's how I thought I was going to be able to film it to show you guys. But then I was able to make it to the fairgrounds and do a little video just setting my phone on the fence. So it's not very fancy. I do want to show you guys this drill because it really worked, and you'll see in Sierra's drill that it worked really nicely. Then when I took Moonshine to the fairgrounds to do it, you'll see that it didn't really work as well. But I also just want to put another little disclaimer intro thing here, that at the actual barrel race, Moonshine switched her lead immediately coming out of the first barrel, and she's never done that before. So the drill actually ended up working super well, and it's something that I'm definitely going to use leading up to the next barrel race, and then just trying to really program it into her. So yeah, I just want you guys to see it. So here it is. Good job. Okay, when you come around this one, break her down to a trot and then switch. Good. So really quick, break her down. When you're coming around this barrel right here, I don't want you to break her down until you hit about right here. So just make sure it's not like right there, but a little more up here. Now push your hands forward and let her extend out her stride. There you go. There you go. Break her down. Pick up that lead. Good. Okay, when you come around this barrel, I want you to go to the second barrel. See if she switches her lead this time. Yes! She did it! Now, just push her to the second barrel, let her relax. That drill really works. Woo! So as you guys saw, like I had mentioned, Sierra's horse got it down pat. And honestly, I just highly recommend it for anybody that is having that issue with lead changes. So now I want to show you guys Moonshine's run. I want you guys to notice how Moonshine changed her leads going from the first to the second barrel. It happened immediately. And then after the video, I'm going to talk to you guys about what I felt like her strengths and weaknesses were from this run. So, you guys just watched my latest run with Moonshine, and honestly, I was really happy with it. She placed at the top of the 3D, which was pretty good. I felt very happy with that, and honestly, her entire run was very smooth. Besides her trip on the second barrel, the tripping thing is getting figured out. But if you guys saw that lead change, if you spotted it going to the second barrel, that made me the happiest, and I didn't even notice it until I watched the video later that night. Then, if you saw the third barrel, it was honestly like she hunted for that barrel, which was another thing that Moonshine hasn't been doing in her last runs. The third barrel has definitely been the issue barrel, I guess you could say. So now I want to move on to what I got to also do at the latest race that I went to, and that was getting a new horse. horse. She doesn't have a name yet. She is a 10-year-old dun roan. I was really just looking for something cow bred, kind of, that's been worked on cows that I am able to start in the barrels and the poles and in the breakaway and be able to tie goats off of, so eventually I can sell her and give her to a child that is really going to love on her and take her really far within the rodeo industry. I just want to provide good quality horses for you guys, and it's taken me a while to be able to actually start it and get it running, but this horse that we got is that step in that direction for this empire that I'm trying to build. And honestly, I may not even sell her, and if I do sell her, it will probably be to my parents, because I am already so in love with her, and everybody is. She's just really sweet and really willing, so it's so nice to be able to be on a horse and to have a horse that is enjoyable to ride and safe enough for my boyfriend to ride, because you know, he's still new, and I just really love her build. I love her look and I love her mind. So like I said, I don't even know if I'm gonna sell her, but I am gonna be posting a lot of updates on my Instagram and stuff like that so that you guys can follow along on her journey, because she is a freaking cool horse. And if you have any name suggestions, please put that in the comments box below, because we're having kind of a hard time. I'm thinking either Sangria or Karma. Whoa. For the last section of this video, I have the budgeting section. This is something that I put on my Instagram channel, and I had you guys vote drills or budgeting. And budgeting won by honestly a lot, which I was really surprised by, but I think it's really cool that you guys want like more real life application type stuff. So it's definitely what I'm going to be including more of in my videos. So without further ado, let's get into the budgeting portion of this video. So I have my handy dandy planner right here. This thing is my life. I basically have a bunch of papers in the front of it as well. And all of these papers consists of my monthly goals, my monthly budget, my monthly content calendar, my Dare to Be a Cowboy plan, and whatever else I'm working on, whether it's school or whatever else I have. Sometimes it gets pretty crazy, but I have them all sectioned by little thingies. So I want to kind of go over eventually how I put together all of this, what my planner looks like and all that kind of stuff, but I thought budgeting for rodeo would be a really good option right now, because this is something that is really applying to my life right now and something that I'm really finding benefits from right now. I have been saving up for a new training horse because I'd like to invest into something that I can put some time into and then later sell it to a junior or high school rodeo kid as an all-around horse. It took me 5 months to save up $3,500, and just now, actually the weekend that I am filming this, and this would be the weekend prior to when I post this, is when I officially saved up $3,500 for this training horse. And I figured out this technique that I use, and I now do it monthly, and basically just how I budget my money and how I manage how much spending money I have. This is just what works for me. I have been using this since I have started working for my mom and had a really consistent income, and I'm just on a lot more of a clearer financial path. And I can genuinely tell you, with this technique that I do, I am never worried about bills I have to pay. I am never worried about tickets that I have to pay. Yes, that's right, I have gotten some speeding tickets. I was never worried about the little things that I had to do, like getting my puppy shot. And it's not because I make a crazy amount of money, it's really just because I'm managing my money so well that I know exactly what I need to do to make sure that I still reach my goals and that I still have a good amount of spending money each week, and that I also have money in my savings if I ever needed to be able to pay for things that just come up, because life happens and that's just something we all got to be prepared for. So I just want to show you guys, I don't really want to go into detail exactly on this month, but I'm going to show you guys what my July one looked like, because this is pretty straightforward. Most of them are pretty crazy, especially because each week when I'm on the actual budget slot, I write in more things. So like as the month progresses, the actual calendar looks really big, but this was my July one, and it was really just to plan out what my August was going to look like. Here, I'm gonna actually, okay, this is how simple what I do is. In each week, I put what my total income is gonna be, the base income. So I know for a fact that it's at least gonna be $320 because I at least work 3 days a week. If I work more days a week, then I'll change that, just like what I did with this week here. When I'm planning my money, I will have a calendar like this, blank, and I will put in what I expect all of my weekly incomes to be, the very minimum. And I put plus whatever that amount is for each week. And under that is where I put all of my expenses, and that's where savings is also included. I'm gonna talk to you guys how I decided how I'm gonna save money in a minute, but the big trick is you actually have to stay to this. So I hope you guys aren't like disappointed with how simple my budget actually is. This was a rough draft of what my July 1 was supposed to be. When it comes to rodeos and stuff like that, I just make sure to really plan out my entire year. So let's talk about savings first. The key to a successful budget is deciding what your goals are before anything and deciding when you want to achieve those goals. So for me, buying a training horse, I knew I wanted to achieve that before October. At the time in April, when I knew that I wanted to buy a horse before October, I gave myself in my mind till the end of September. And I figured out how much money I'd have to save each week in order to get $3,500. And if you have only a certain amount of money that you know for sure that you can save each week, then you just divide that by your end all number. Mine was $3,500, and then you can figure out how many weeks that you have before you save up all the money. But that's how I do the savings, is I figure out what my goals are, and then I lay them out and I put them on the calendar of when I want to achieve them. When it comes to rodeos and stuff like that, I do the exact same thing. And honestly, if your plan is to save up just so that you can go rodeo, then do the savings plan that I'm doing, where you just put away $100 a week or whatever, based on whatever your income is. Putting away a little bit of money each week so that you know that you have the money to be able to get to the barrel race, to get to the rodeo, wherever, so you have no limitations and you can go wherever, whenever you want. Okay guys, so I know that was a lot of different stuff. If you guys have any suggestions or know of anything that you guys want to see, please let me know. Thank you guys for watching this video. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up, and I will see you in the next one.